welcome to another video, and in this video we are going to talk about everything I have learned so far about 3D printers. So as you know, I have got my 3D printer last week. It's been almost 7 days and I have learned a ton. Like I started from zero where I knew nothing about like 3D printing, modeling or anything. I do watch a lot of 3D printer videos, but I watch them as like time lapses and final product because I'm so interested in seeing something being created by these 3D printers. And I've been watching these videos for almost like years now. I never thought of getting a 3D printer myself, but now as I want to build some new cool projects, I think it's a time and I should get a 3D printer, and that's why I bought this one. So in this video, we are going to talk about all the learnings I have got in the last 7 days, what are the things which I have built which are helping me right now, and what are some of the lessons which I have learned while 3D printing. Some of them are very critical and might inspire you to get a 3D printer, or if you are interested, will help you gain some insights so you do not make the same mistakes which I made. So yeah, let's start this video now. Okay, so the first thing, which printer did I got? So I got a Creality K1. It's built by the Creality team, and I think it's a Chinese company. Their headquarters is in Shenzhen, and it's a direct competitor with a US brand which is called Bamboo. And most of the YouTube videos which you will see are about Bamboo P-Lab, and it's almost similar to that machine only, but a bit cheaper and available in India very easily. So that's why I bought this K1. Now this K1 is a bit expensive. It's almost at around 44,000 rupees, whereas something like an Ender 3 can be bought at around 13,000 or 15,000. So it's a very, very huge difference. But I got this machine just because of few reasons. Number one is auto bed leveling. So this machine comes with, like, it automatically configures itself, the extruder and the plate where the prints happen, they automatically level it by itself. So your prints, you do not have to work a lot. And as you know, like, I'm always invested in my software projects and doing a lot of other things. I do not want to invest time on configuring something which I can just pay a little bit more and it can come as a feature. So that was the number one point why I got the K1. The second point is, as it's an enclosed environment, it comes with like a full enclosure, so it can have its own temperature, it can maintain that temperature, plus it does not get much dust. It's a bit moisture proof, so your prints are a little bit better than Ender 3. In Ender 3 you have to do most of the things by yourself to make that possible. The final one, which is not a very good reason, but it looks very cool, like putting it in a table next to me, it looks really cool compared to something like Ender 3, which is just a very open machine, looks like a mechanical piece put in your house. Rather than this looks like a printer, to be honest. Okay, so number two, what are the things I have created with this printer so far? So number one, like, which I am currently holding in my hand, this is like a fidget toy. Like, I can put it in my hand and I can just rotate it. I love these small fidget toys. So this is one of the toy which I printed directly with this printer, and this is not like, I have not assembled it. This came out from the printer with this kind of mechanical gears, and you can just move them. They make very good mechanical sound of bearings like moving very smoothly, and whenever I'm working or thinking about something, I do play with these fidget toys. So this is one of the things which I have built. So this is another toy which I built with this 3D printer. It's like it's a sample toy, like a model which comes directly installed in this machine, and it is printed with the filament which came with my printer, which was a white filament, and this is a flexible cat, right? You can see. And again, this is not assembled. This was created directly from the printer itself, and it came out in this form. So I did not do anything. Another thing which I have printed is this glass holder. If you see this, I can just put my glasses in it. So this I put in my desk, and it just holds your glasses like this. You see how cool is this? So this is also printed by me using the white filament. This is a filament which I bought, the white color. The one which comes with the machine, the white one, it's only 200 gram, and I bought two other filament packs which is like 800 rupees per kg. I got one with a green color, another one with white color, and I printed this one. Another very cool object which I have printed with this is this Macintosh, which is a iWatch charger. So here you put your iWatch charger and with a cable connected, and you just slide it in from here, and then you can put your iWatch in the front and it charges it. So it looks very cool on your desk, as you can see. Very cool stuff. I have printed 3 of these, one for myself, one for my wife, and another one for a friend who asked me for this, and I'm going to ship it to them very soon. Another model which I printed from this is this Mac Studio holder. So what you can do is you can put it on your desk, like bottom of your desk, mount it and put your Mac Studio. But the guy who made this model available is using a bigger machine. My machine does not support printing such huge figures because the whole plate size is too big for it to print. So what happened is I modified it a bit while printing. So I printed it in this vertical position, and due to that, as you can see, there are so much bad areas in this print. It was not very sturdy, and second thing was it was printed in a vertical position, so these joints became too weak. And as you can see, I was just testing their strength, and they break up. So I'm like, this is all garbage now. This is almost like 300 grams of PLA filament, which is just wasted by printing this. But a good part is, which I found out recently, is the community on Printable is really great. The guy who gave this model for free, I commented on their model that I am using a K1 printer, and this print is not coming like I wanted it. So what he did, he gave another model with 3 different pieces. So this piece will be printed differently, this piece will be printed differently, and the base plate will be printed separately. And he just uploaded it last night. I have downloaded the model. Maybe I'll put it for printing tonight in my machine, and then I'll start mounting it. I'll show you guys in another video how that mount is looking. Another cool thing which I have printed is this with a green filament, and this is a MacBook holder. As you can see, it came out very nicely. You can slide in your MacBook here. Generally, these kind of pieces are available at 500 or 600 rupees, or maybe more than 1000 rupees, which are very sturdy. And this one is very, very sturdy. Another thing which I have printed is this headphone mount. So as you can see, this came out with 3 pieces. One is this top piece, and another is this screw, and another is this small nut, and the other is this holder. So I can just screw it in and place it in, mount it on my desk, and here you can hold your headphones. So this is working really nicely. I have placed it. I again printed it with that white PLA filament, and very sturdy. I really like it. I wanted it, and I printed it within 2 hours. Another thing which I have printed with this 3D printer is this bowl. This is called a yarn bowl with a very nice this castle on the left side, and then there is a bowl where you can place the yarn. So as my wife, she does this crocheting, and she needs a bowl where she can put her yarn, so this works like that. It was printed, it took 6 hours to print this thing, but very nice, very sturdy, and I really like the details on this figure. I don't know if they are very clearly visible because this is all made with this white filament, but generally if you feel it really looks very nice. Another piece which I built was this bowl. This is like a puppy bowl, and you can again place anything in this. Very good to have on your desk if you want to put very small stuff. And this was printed with the filament cream with the Creality K1. And then I understood the quality on this one is much better than the other white filaments which I'm using. So I am sure getting a high quality filament produces much higher quality stuff versus the one which you get for 800 per kg. So yeah, this is something which I learned after printing so many things. Another learning curve for me was to understand how to create these kind of figures. So I was trying to print a Rick and Morty figure, Rick, and this was like this. Rick is standing on this barrel, I don't know, this way, and there is one leg. But to print these kind of figures, you need some support systems which support this print to be created. I'll show you in the in the slicer software how this happens, but I used the very generic settings which out of the box came, and they created so much mess on this figure that while removing those support systems, I broke this figure completely, but still the quality was really nice. If you can see it, the details are very neat, and if I just color it, it can be a very good figure to put on my desk. Well, while talking about like disappointing prints, this is another disappointing print which came out. This is a mechanical iPad stand. So what happens is, generally there are like printed in multiple parts, and these parts were not very clean printed. So technically it should go inside, and it's a custom height adjustable iPad stand, so I can just move this up and down based on which angle I want to watch iPad in. But yeah, this doesn't work, and it's very poorly printed. I learned some things about this, like when you're printing such precise parts, first of all, use a very high quality printer, high quality filament, and secondly, when you're printing these things, I have to take care of the speed at which the Creality K1 print. And yeah, another thing which I forgot to mention, the speed of my Creality K1 print is 600 mm per second, versus any other like Ender 3, it's like 180. So it's very fast, but I cannot use that 600 to print any of these things. Generally I use a speed of 300 for outer layers, internal layers, and outside layers which needs a much more precision, it goes at around 120 mm per second. So but everything is customizable when you are using a slicer software, which I learned like after printing all of these things. And then I understood, when you're printing such intricate parts, like smaller parts, you have to customize the speed so that these parts can be printed very accurately, because they depend on each other, right? As you can see, there is this knob which moves this inside machine, and then there is a gear which needs to move, but currently it's not moving. So that's why this print failed, and like this there are multiple prints which failed. Yeah, another thing which I have printed is these nice little pots. So these are for, again, my wife needed some pots to put her succulent plants, and this is what it printed in two pieces. So this is the base plate and this is the pot. As you can see, it came out very nicely, as it was a very detailed figure with very nice designs. And again, this plate has some base support, so it fits very nicely. If I just have, so it just attaches like this. And I did not like that both of these came in same color, because, well, once you are printing something, you only can print in one filament. So I printed it in green filament. Changing of filament is not a very easy process. Like in mid printing, changing it takes some custom requirements, and you have to be very precise while changing, otherwise you can mess up your whole print. I did not wanted to do that, so what I did, I printed it once in white and another time in green. Later on I can do is put the green one on the white base and the white one on the green base, and this looks really nice. We have placed it in our living room. All of these prints which I have shown are printed with using just two spools, two filament spools of PLA, using 1 kgs, and half a kg is still on my machine, so I can print more. It's been crazy, right? So many things have been created with just technically 1500 rupees plus my printer and some electricity in the house. And sky is the limit. You can print anything you want, and there are so many cool projects which I have lined up. Now let's talk about the projects which I really want to print with this printer. So the main reason to get this printer was for a bigger project, right? My bigger project is, one of the things which I want to print is a hydroponic system. So hydroponic plant system which is modular and which can grow very small things for your kitchen. You can get coriander, you can get chilies, you can even get lettuce, and I want to experiment it with a modular system. I got some printable designs of how people are doing it. You can start from very small and just keep growing it to a bigger tower, and that's what I wanted to build. It's a very challenging project, and I do not want to mess it up in the middle. So this is one of the projects which I will be doing in the long run, in a month or two. And second thing which I want to print is a grid layout. I want a wall mount system which is again very modular, and I saw the community is huge on these things. Those are called pegboards, and you can put or hang any of your tech gadgets. Right now most of my tech stuff is lying on my table, takes a lot of space around my house, so I can just put everything on the wall. and that is another project. Like, I am still figuring out which system of these grid works best. I do not want to again mess up or waste a lot of filaments. That's why I'm learning by printing all the things. Third project, which is again which is the biggest project which I want to print, and for which I technically got this 3D printer, is a robot. So I want to print a very small micro robot using some Arduino or Raspberry Pi. I want to build it, custom design, and put it in the house. I want to integrate AI onto it so that it just walks on my table and I can talk to it. It has a camera which sees the world around and can interact with it, can talk to me. And I have some crazy ideas. Like, whenever I'm running or showering, I have these crazy ideas what I want to do with that robot. But that's which the direction I want to go in, because that is an amalgamation of all the software knowledge plus the hardware knowledge put together, and that is a product which I am super interested to build with this machine. So yeah, that will come after a while, like once I get a hang of how to print or model these things. What I'm doing to learn: so first of all, I wanted to learn how the 3D printer works. Secondly, I wanted to see what kind of filaments do what kind of stuff, what are the support systems. So I have learned a lot of these things. Third is, right now all the models which I'm using are directly available on printables or thanks.com. These are the websites where they are freely available, but you do not have to do anything except for putting some support system when they are printing, so that they do not mess up the print. But what I can also do is, so I'm using my iPad, design these with my pencil using a software called Shaper. So Shaper is an app which is like similar to, if you know, AutoCAD or Blender, where you can create these 3D models. And I want to create these 3D models for my use case, my own models, and then print them up. That will be like phase 2. If I pass the phase 2, where I am ready, like already printing these small parts and printing it and using it, then I will feel much more confident to move on to the phase 3, where I can then build my own, like a robot. Like, I do not want to get a model out of like internet and just use it. I have a very specific design philosophy or things I want to print or build that robot into, and that's what we'll do in phase 3. So it's a long way to go to learning these hardware things, this printer, but yeah, learning is from the last 7 days has been crazy. The software which I have learned, again, one is Shaper. Second is, I did not know about these printable things and how to interact with them, how to download these models, how to put them into this printer. It's a very easy process technically. The printer comes with a software called Slicer. So Slicer is something which converts your 3D models into G code, and G code is what something this machine understands. And then it's nothing but just line by line interpretation of how much the XY coordinate should move and how much the filament should come down. That's what G code is about, and it's what machine understands. So yeah, that's about it. These are my experiences using this 3D printer. I'm super excited to print much more such small stuff. I'll keep sharing my learning about it, and yeah, that's what I wanted to share in this video. Thank you so much for watching this video, and I would really appreciate if you guys just put one comment or like on this video. I have noticed videos with more likes go farther to more people, and even like with comments they reach much farther. Next video is coming very soon. I am again going back to creating more like software content, and this was about my printer. Thank you so much, and I'll see you in the next video.